Welcome to Crotoni Entertainment. I'm Chris.
I'm Bree.
And today we're going to talk about some bases. This is going to be a quick kind of tech video here. I've got this Warrior of Gondor that is from the Middle-earth strategy battle game. I'm also using it to prepare an Oathmark army to play some rank and flank wargaming. And we're going to work on the basing today. So we're actually going to do like a kind of northern tundra-esque style base, not a full snow winter base. Mm-hmm. And it all starts with some white glue. I'm using, brand that shall not be named because they're not sponsoring us. And this crummy old brush.
Yeah.
It's kind of a beat up old brush. And what we're doing is I squirt a little glue into my palette and I'm just painting it on the base like I would any other paint.
There you go.
And this is going to be, there's not a lot of explanation needed for this video. It's just kind of showing you a really quick process on how to do this. But we just paint on this glue. I put it on in a fairly large glop, partially because the tab on the bottom of this mini doesn't actually fit into the base perfectly, so there's a little gap.
Yeah.
There are several ways to fill that. I just tend to fill it with more white glue and just let the actual basing material.
Yeah, the flocking or whatever.
Yeah, and just like the lava bases that we did, where we started with a base that didn't have a miniature on it, this one does have a miniature on it, and you can apply this to pretty much any game you want to play. You can do it to your Heroes of the Grid figs, your Warhammer figs, Oathmark figs. You see I've got a tub of sand. This is just modeling sand I've collected from Michael's over a while and put it in this IKEA tub, and I just shake it around in there. So sand is going to get more or less over all the top of the base, and I just wipe it off with my thumb.
There you go.
I want the rim of the base to be fairly clean. I want the top of the base to be where all the sand is. Bree, you've done stuff like this before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this is, I would say, if you're doing, you don't want to put a lot of effort into it, that is a great, quick, simple, done, and easy, and then just, put whatever sealer you want on top, because of those of us who have made the mistake of not sealing the sand on top of our bases before. Not that I've ever done that.
Ooh.
Yeah, but do seal it somehow. You can stop there, or you can keep doing what Chris is doing and paint it because you're going for a different color.
Well, really, I think you should probably always paint it because the plain sand looks kind of crummy on a miniature. It makes it look like it's obviously just fake sand. I'm painting it with some new stuff these days. I used to do this earlier in the miniature build.
Right.
Now I'm started doing sand kind of at the end because I'm using contrast paint. It seeps in between all the sand.
Mm-hmm.
And it should go without saying that we didn't start the step until the sand was fully dry.
Yeah.
You don't want the white glue to still be sticking through there.
No.
But it seeps in there and it leaves a very dark brown. Now, this is not the only color I'm going to use. You can use multiple colors on this with layers of dry brushing and whatnot. And I've done some truly outlandish bases in the past. This one is definitely not going to be outlandish. It's pretty simple. Like I said, it's kind of a northern snow-esque kind of frozen ground sort of look, but not like a true, hey, there's snow everywhere kind of base is where we're going to end up. And here's kind of where it gets a little entertaining here. We move to our next one, and eagle-eyed viewers will notice this miniature has changed position and his arm is lowered. I flung the other miniature across the room.
Mm-hmm.
It was totally an accident.
Have we found him yet?
No, he's somewhere in this room.
No, he's gone forever.
I slapped down on the foam core that I use as my base by accident, and I launched him through the air like a kid on a seesaw. So, I wish I had done it to a Tommy Oliver fig in Heroes of the Grid. But this miniature was at the same stage, so I just swapped over to this miniature. It's the same mini, just a different pose. And I go back to our white glue, and I just put kind of little blobs of white glue on it in a random pattern. And I bring out this static grass material I have. You can get this stuff at any local hobby shop. Typically, it's going to be a little bit overpriced if you're buying it from like Games Workshop or Army Painter or things like that, because you can get a much smaller tub for a higher comparative price. I got this from Woodland Scenics at a train store.
Yes, train stores are, when it comes to doing bases or terrain or any of that stuff, train stores are the money.
A model train shop, I think it was like $12, so it cost me more than just the individual flock, but it was a huge tub of it.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to do a little dry brushing. Once that grass is fully dry, because I want this frozen look, I got a kind of broad bristle brush, and I dipped it in some light gray.
Say that, wait.
Broad bristle brush, Tommy Oliver sucks. In this case, I used Citadel Administratum Gray. It doesn't matter what gray you use. The colors don't matter here, guys. It's the technique. I wanted to use a light gray to kind of make it look like it was kind of frozen dirt, iced over grass, that sort of thing. So I'm actually dry brushing over All of it, the grass included, because I want the grass to have that grayish tint in it.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, again, I just dip the brush in the paint and wipe most of the paint off on a paper towel and just dry brush it over top, which is going to lead us, in this case, to the Citadel Valhalla Blizzard to apply some snow effects. I'm not going to do this all over the base. I'm going to do kind of little spot snow, kind of like we did for the grass. Just grab a paintbrush and I just kind of scoop some of it on here. You can use any snow basing material you want. Again, the brand is not important here. Citadel just has this one that's already a semi-liquid. You can actually buy snow basing material from Woodland Scenics or at a train store again.
Yeah.
You can get it at any hobby shop like a Michael's or a Hobby Lobby. Don't shop at Hobby Lobby.
Didn't we?
This episode not sponsored by Hobby Lobby.
Never,
you can
never,
do it
ever.
you can do it with baking powder or baking soda.
Okay, I was going to say, I thought we did. You did baking powder for an army many moons ago.
I did baking soda, and I wasn't super happy with the result because it absorbed a lot of the moisture. So baking powder probably would be better. And then all I'm doing is I'm painting the rim of the base. In this case, I'm using a black, just because I don't want the color of the base to really have much impact on the rest of the miniature. I want you to see the green of his clothes, the white of his cloak.
And we want to be able to use this in multiple different games.
Well, I want to use it in multiple different games as well, but I just don't want the rim of the base to stand out. That's not what I'm going for here. I had some focus issues here. I apologize, guys. I filmed this a while back before I had the new lighting setup, so I do have some issues here. And whenever I paint the rim of a base, I like to dab it on a paper towel, and you can see why. Some paint gets onto the bottom of the rim, and if you put that right on your table surface, you're going to have rings of paint.
Because then somebody might yell at you about the fact that you put rings of paint on his brand new table, which is so precious to him.
Anyway, we have our Frozen North bases. Like and subscribe for more videos. Thanks for watching, guys.
Night!